Hello and good afternoon for everyone. My name is Albeiro and today we're going to talk about evidence that is in the analysis and development of information systems imparted by SENA. And in this evidence we have to talk about a specific technical topic that we can choose freely, and we have to discuss a lot of things about it, if we are agree or disagree with it, and why. For this case, I have chosen the topic about the Java language. You can read more about this document because it's provided with this audio. Send it in this evidence. And as I told you before, we're going to talk today about the Java language. Well, Java, one of the most major enterprise programming language out there for companies, and how many companies still choosing it for building its own in-house solution due to the confidence this language provides with its measure and its proven stability. Companies rather to build reliable software solutions, thinking that the best bet for them is go for an unknown programming language. However, not all aspects about this language are good. It has a lot of cons that make its use dangerous nowadays and with the time. So I'm gonna talk about these points right here, and I totally disagree with this topic about Java and how companies use it a lot for building its in-house solutions. So first of all, we're gonna talk about its measure, and I want to talk that the Java its measure is not necessarily true. Um, is a concept that some companies have about this language, and that concept is because they don't know other different language like C Sharp or Golang to do their stuff. So if you only ignore a hammer, you want to solve every problem like a nail, and that's a pretty big problem nowadays with Java. Second one is syntax. Its syntax is so hard to understand sometimes. You have to write about 10 or 20 lines of code for do something pretty simple like you can do with other language used with 1 or 2 lines of code. That's something that I really don't like about this language. The third one is there are a lot of security holes within it. As this programming language is focused on enterprise, and enterprise daily manage a lot of money, hackers are focused in attack the applications made with this programming language. And if you don't have a good security practice in your software development with this tool, you are in danger to be hacked by these hackers out there in the web. The fourth is that this language is no longer open source and you have to pay for its license. A few years ago you can develop software in Java and it was completely open source. So you knew that you don't have to pay anything for using your applications after it is developed. Now you can't do that because if you develop in Java, you have to pay a license for the things you build with it. And that means you have to pay a lot of money that you maybe don't have in that moment. The fifth point is that new developers do not want to learn it due to the lack of flexibility, due to this language has an awful syntax. Most of the new developers rather to learn something easier like JavaScript or Python, and that's a problem for the legacy programs built in Java because there will be a time where there will not be there that it won't be any developer able to support Java. And the last one is so much companies legacy code. Normally nothing new to construct. That means that if you are hired by a company for working as a Java developer, normally you are gonna be working with something that is already built, and you are not going to be able to construct something new. You just have to support that thing that is already built. And that's an awful part of the development because as developer you want to build new things every day in your work. And that's something that I really don't like about this language. Well, those were the points where I am not where I disagree with this language. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for hear about this evidence and have a good day.